Okay, so write a program to menu option. Okay, so I'm going to create a menu. Okay, and you choose one of the option in the menu, right? So maybe for, let's say, for doing library operation. So here I'm going to create. We haven't done function. So okay, we'll do everything in one file. Okay, so while true, and I'll say print select your options. Okay, and we'll say print one registers slash n to add um, add member to the library. Okay, option 3, add the books. Say add books. Then what? Issue. Say return books slash n. Let's say we say quit. Okay. So this option will keep on going, right? Till we say quit, right? So now we will read the value ch equal to input, right? And in input, you can put your options, right? Okay. So if option A is 1, so if, okay, now you can convert into int, right? And these are anyway numbers. So convert into, so I'm going to say if ch equal to 1, perform something. So we use pass, okay? Pass is a command. Yesterday we did break, okay? So pass is a command, okay, um, which will, see, when you put colon here, right? I told you colon is indicating beginning of a block. And when you put a colon, you have to write a block of code, right? You have to give something, at least one line. But let's say we have so many candles to handle and I don't want to write anything now. Later I'll come back and add. I just want to create a placeholder so that later I can come back and add content. I can't be thinking all the conditions at the same time. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll just create a structure first and then I will come back and start adding content. So this is okay. You can put pass. Pass indicates that there's nothing here to write, kind of. In the beginning, we can do. So pass, when you don't have anything to put in a content, if you don't have anything to put in a block, you can use pass keyword. When you do not have anything to write in a block, if you want to leave the block empty, you say pass. Okay, so I'm going to say pass. Elif ch equal to 2, pass. Elif ch equal to 3, say pass. Elif ch equal to 4, say pass. Elif ch equal to 5, okay, I'm going to say pass. And if ch equal to 6, I can say quit here, right? Or break here, correct? We know 6 is break. Correctly, we said break. Then is invalid option. Please try again. Okay. Now when you run it, okay, select your option, register, add member, add books, issue, return books, quit, and save one. So nothing will happen for now, right? It will go back and three options. So I say 7. Okay. Invalid option, try again. I say 6. Quit. So this is how you can create infinite loop operation, menu option. Now for every if, you can go back and you can add your content, right? So they are giving space everywhere, but some will not have. Just to be consistent and give space here. Okay. Okay. Now, see, we have used break, right? Now let's say inside you have some more logic. Okay. Okay. Print. Okay. Your option has been successfully completed. Okay, so I have a command called your option has been successfully completed. Okay. Now this should work for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Not for 6. 6 anyway, quit, break, and you come out. But when you get invalid option also, this should not be called, isn't it? So when I run it, okay, and assume that you have given option 1 and it has been successfully done. So here it makes sense to say your option has been successfully completed. But if I say 7 or 8 or -1, right? Invalid option, please try again. Select your option has been successfully completed. It doesn't make sense here, isn't it? Now, this is command which I want to print after every successful operation or option. So whether it is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, I want to print this. So there's no point putting it because it's a common statement, right? If it's a common statement, we can put it at common place here at the end, right? But when we are doing invalid option, it should not be printed. What you do here is second command we are learning, which is called continue. Continue. What does continue do? Continue will take you to the beginning of the loop. Wherever you are, it will take you to the beginning of the loop. It's not going to go any further down. It's not going to go any further. See, break will throw you out. Continue will stop there and take you to the beginning. You will not, let's say, you're running a marathon race, right? So after some time, you get tired. So what happened? You quit. That is break. You are running. You still have distance to cover, but you break because you are not feeling well. You come out. Continue is, let's say there's some fault. Your time was not registered at the beginning, so you go back again to the start line. Did you get the point? You're going back after running. You're going back to the beginning of the place where it ran, where you started running from the start point. So continue will take you to the beginning of the loop, and break will break you out of the loop. Did you get the difference? So now when I put continue here, after this it will straight away go to the while. It will not go and check what is else in that while block. So now when I run it, and when I say option 7, so You see, after 7, it says invalid option, try again, and you get the option again, isn't it? You don't get that option is successfully completed message. But if I put 1 or 2 or 3, whatever, you get this message. Option is successfully completed. Right? Did you get the difference between continue and break?
Uh, Continue gets it again to the starting, right?
Correct.
And break just gets it out of the loop,
That's right.
not loop.
Right? Yes.
Break is for
Exiting from the loop. You don't want to continue the loop.
okay, okay, got it.
Whatever you wanted to achieve, you achieved, and you just want to stop. Right? Okay?
Got it. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So what do we do? Okay. We still have to fill in this, right? Will you try that assignment? Register, let me do it for register. Okay. So register, you need to ask username password, correct? Okay. And you need to save it. Um, okay. Let's do that. Okay. So I'm going to ask username password, right? Okay. So okay. So what will I do? I'll say input username and input password. Okay. So okay. So for this, we need to create one um, username password. So where do we store? We would store this in, okay, we would store this in, let's say, dictionary. Okay, so I'm going to call our dictionary, okay, and see dictionary username, something like this, equal to blank, right? And I'm going to ask user to say input, enter username, okay, input, enter password, okay. Now your username, will put it in username equal to password, will put password, okay. And I'm going to create t dictionary equal to username comma password, right? So if I create username comma password, okay, and then I will append to the main dictionary username, right? Dot update, okay, update, and I'm going to say here T dictionary, right? It gets updated, right? Now you can have, okay, okay, right? So this is how you can add, right? Now I'll create one more option. So I'll call this as 7, okay, put it as 7, or let me put it at 11 as quit, okay. Now I'm going to, okay, so here 11 means it has to be down, right? Let me put it here. I'm going to print another command, and I'm going to say 6 dot, okay, display username, display username. Okay, so now when I go down, okay, so here I'll make it as 11, right? The condition doesn't matter. I can check it after here also, right? So elif ch equal to 6, right? This is for displaying username, right? So I'm going to say for I in, okay, dict username dot. We haven't done dictionary so far, right? Oh, yeah. Okay, okay. So I'll tell you what dictionary. Okay, we haven't done it. Okay. Okay. So I comma values. Okay. Okay. So okay. So what we'll do is we will leave this program here. We will not continue. Once we are done list tuple dictionaries, we'll come back and we'll work on it. Okay. So we just did loop. So after this loop, we have to do string. Then we'll do list tuple dictionaries, and we'll come back and we'll fix this program. Okay. Sorry, I didn't realize that we haven't done it. Okay, and you can say print. Okay, you can print here. Uh, User names are, okay, and put slash n, and then I'm going to print the usernames, right? So okay, so anyway, usernames are, if you put in the loop, it will print it continuously, right? So I'm going to print this part before the loop, so that it is printed only once, right? And in this case, I don't need slash n, automatically slash n will be done. And now I'm going to say print I. Okay, so when you run it, option, I'll say register. Okay, enter username, I say Sachin, password Sachin. Okay, registered, right? Now I go and I register again. Oops, what happened? Should be a print tool required. Dictionary username dot update sequence element 0 has length 6. Oh, sorry, I'm still sleeping. Okay, it is colon, not comma. It is key colon value. Okay, we'll do that when we get to dictionary. Sorry, yeah, now it will work. So your option, register 1. Okay, your name Sachin, password also Sachin. Okay, so you want to display the username, I'll say 6. So see, usernames are Sachin. Okay, and to register again. Okay, Kohli, password is also say Kohli. Okay, I want to display. Okay, 6. So see, usernames are Sachin Kohli. Okay, the reason why I wanted to do this program was I wanted to show you how to input values as asterisk, right? So we have a module that we need to import. Okay, so we need to import one module. That module is called getPass. Okay, so I'm going to say import getPass, import getPass. Okay, this is it. And here, when you are doing the input, right, we will not input as normal input. Okay, we have get pass and get pass. So I'll say get pass dot get pass. Get pass dot get pass. Okay, and now when you run it, okay, now okay, and there are multiple ways to do that. Okay, but this is the most common ways. Okay, now when I run it, okay, your option, I'll say one. Okay, username, password. You see this? Okay, so you can get it this way. But what are the parameters that it accepts? Okay, let's do 11 quit and go back here. What parameters does it accept? So if you type this, okay, get pass, see it accepts prompt also, right? So you can say get pass prompt, enter. Just like input, it also accepts one prompt, right? I can say enter password. Okay. Now when you run it, option one, okay, search in, right? So you can enter. Now you can enter again. You can say please enter again, and you can verify. Okay, if both matches or not, right? That's what generally happens, right? When we register for password, because password is not seen. Let's say if you enter something by mistake, right? If you enter A as capital A by mistake, right? It will be read, and you may not know, right? So it's always better that we check the password. Okay. So that was the intention of running this program. But sorry, dictionary and other things we'll do it later. So then what we'll do is we'll come back and work on this example. Make sense? Any question here? You there? Hello.
Yes, sir. Can you please explain, like, yeah, this program once? Yeah.
No. So see, I don't like to say that. Can you please explain again? You tell me what you didn't understand. Okay. Your life should not be that simple. Please explain again. Now I have to again explain for half what we did for half an hour. Okay? No. You ask me what you didn't understand. You should also put in some effort. You should also tell me that this is what I understood, this is what it is being done. Don't you understand this? Tell me.
Yes, I got that thing.
You're telling me to please explain again.
So okay, third line, the thing, take username.
What did I tell you? Ignore that. I'll do it again. We have not covered it.
Okay.
Okay. So my intention was to show you how this loop works and how to read the password as a masked input, masked, right? It was, as you enter the password, it's not shown, right? It is shown as dot dot. Isn't it? So any question here and here? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Sure. Are you sleeping?
Yeah, yes, sir. No, no more questions.
Okay. Harsh,
Hello, sir.
how's going?
Yes, sir.
How's going?
So just now I have attended this.
Okay,
Quite understanding, sir.
no problem. So you can watch video and ask me tomorrow. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So tomorrow we'll meet. Wednesday we will not meet. Okay. So every Wednesday and Friday is break for you. Fine. Every
Okay, sir.
Wednesday and Friday we will not meet. You take time to revise, practice. Okay. Tomorrow we'll meet. Tomorrow we'll start string. Okay. Tomorrow we'll do string. We haven't done string, right? No. Okay, great. So let's move on. I think we are so far behind. We have done only for loop. Okay. So we'll do one more example today and we'll wrap up. So we'll play a game here. Okay. Write a program to guess the number thought by the computer. So computer will think of a number and we have to guess. So sorry. So let's say I'll say computer number equal to int of input. Enter a number. So this is the number which computer will think. Okay. Now you have to guess a number. Guess number. Okay. Enter. Guess the number. Okay. So first you are entering number for computer. Now you are guessing the number for computer, or the number that. So if you get it right, correct. So if keyboard is jumping. If guess number is equal to computer number, it means what? It means you have guessed. See, why my keyboard is jumping today? You have guessed the number correctly. Yes, you have guessed the number correctly.
Correct.
Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
It's correct, right? Okay. Now, what happens when if you don't get it right? So else, okay? Else when you have not correctly guessed the number. Okay? So when I run this program, you get enter a number. Okay, so this is computer. I say 50. Now guess the number. Okay, I entered 45. So of course number is not same. So I get message that you have not guessed it right. Okay. Now can we put this in a loop? We'll put this in a loop so that till you guess it right, you have to continue executing this. Okay. So see here, I'm going to say while true, correct? And move entire all these into next line. Okay. Now I'm going to say, okay, Now see, once you get it right, the loop should end, isn't it? Okay, now guess the number should also be inside loop. Okay, because you have to guess the number again and again, is it not? So this should also be inside loop, right? So first thing. Second thing, now once you have guessed it right, you have to break. Did you understand, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Richa is still sleeping.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Maybe she's crying that her mother has left her. Okay, so enter a number. So I entered 50 and guess the number. So I'm saying 45. So if it is 45, you have not correctly guessed the number, right? And it goes back to the beginning again. I say 55. You have not correctly guessed the number. The loop is continuously running. Now when I say 50, okay, the loop will stop. And say you have guessed the number and break, right? So loop has stopped, right? Okay. Now what we'll do is we will add one more component to it, which is the counter. In the sense so when you guess it right, it should tell you that you have guessed it right in 10 attempts or 5 attempts or 2 attempts. Okay. So I'm going to declare a counter here before loop, okay, because counter needs to be initialized once. That every time you are doing guess input, right? Every time you are inputting a new value, that means you are making a new attempt, correct? So I'm going to say counter plus equal to 1. So every time you are guessing, you are making an attempt. So counter equal to counter plus 1. And here you have guessed the number correctly in, right? So here I'm going to put format, and here I'm going to put counter,
Enter.
right? Correct?
Yes, sir.
So every time you are guessing the number, every time you are doing input, you are making an attempt, right? You're guessing it. So that's what we are doing the counter check. Okay. Now, now again, uh, so okay, before I run this, let's add one more component to it. Will make the life of person who is guessing little easy. So right now you have only two options, correct or not correct. So what we'll do is we will give a hint also. Hint is that hint is if the number is incorrect, okay, it should tell whether the guess number is higher or lower, right? So okay, so you have not correctly guessed the number, and we'll say hint. Okay, so I'll say if guess number is greater than computer number. So print hint. You have guessed a higher number. You have guessed a higher number, right? Our guess number is higher. Now you know, oh, guess number is higher, so I have to guess a lower number, correct?
Yes.
And similarly, you can do else. And you have guessed a low,
Lower number.
okay? Okay. So now let's run it. So enter a number. I say 50. Now I'm guessing the number 45. Let's say. Okay. You have not correctly guessed the number. You have guessed a lower number, right? 45 is lower. Okay. So now I have to guess a higher number. Let's say 55. Okay. It says you have guessed a higher number. That means I have to guess a lower number. The number is between 45 and 55. Correct? So I'll guess 50. Let's see what happens. You have guessed the number correctly in 3 attempts. Correct? So you have guessed the number in 3 attempts. Okay. Everything is fine. Now you see, okay, the computer number we are only entering. So we are only entering, so we know what it is, right? If you want, we can guess it in 1 attempt, or if you want, we can guess it in 100 attempts, right? So let's make it truly a game. Okay. So we have a module called as random. Just like we import getPass in the previous example, here I'm going to import a module called as import random. Random module has functions which will produce random numbers. Okay. So I'm going to use import random, and okay, I'm going to comment it out. I don't want to read from the user. I'm going to say random dot random. Random dot random. Now random dot random takes two values. Sorry, not random dot random. Random dot random will generate only one value. We'll use random dot random int. Rand int. Okay. So rand int function takes in two values, two parameters. It'll tell you from where to where you have to guess, right? So I'm saying that generate or guess a random number between 1 and 100. Let's say our game requires between 1 and 100. So guess a number between 1 and 100. So random will now actually generate a random number between 1 and 100, which we don't know. Now it's fun to play, right? So tell me, what number should I guess? Play the game fast.
29.
29. Okay. You have not correctly guessed the number. You have guessed a higher number. That means the number is less than 29.
So 19.
19. You have not correctly guessed. You have guessed a higher number. Number is less than 19 also.
So 1.
15.
15. Okay. Let's see. 15. You have guessed a higher number. Okay. So
1.
one guess. I mean, one hoga, but you want to try with one itself? Try
10.
some 5, 10, something like that, right? So
10.
10. Okay, let's try with 10. Okay, you have just a lower number. So it's between
So 12.
12.
12 and 15. Okay, so
12. 12.
you have guessed a lower number.
14.
Whether 13 or
13.
14.
13 or 14.
Yes, so that's into 13. You have guessed a lower number.
14.
14.
So it is 14. So now you got it right in how many attempts? 7 attempts.
7 attempts.
Okay, so okay. Now we'll make we'll make even more interesting changes to it. Okay, let me talk. I don't want to change it so that you see this as well, but I'll make one more change to it. What I don't want to guess. Okay, now we are entering, right? So let's make computer play with computer. Let's make computer
Play with computer.
right? So what does it mean? It means that guessing also I don't want to do. I want computer to guess. Okay. So first time when you are guessing, correct? First time when you are guessing, okay. So you will guess between same random 100 to 100, right? Okay. So let's say if you have to randomly guess, how much attempts does it take to guess? Let's do it. Okay. I'm not talking about higher or lower, right? So if you run it, okay, let's see what happens. It guessed. How many attempts did it take to guess? Only 5 attempts to get it right. Got it right. Okay, so every time it's guessing between 1 and 100. Let's see this time. This time it took, oh my god, see, 267 attempts. So best case it got in 5. Worst case it took 267 attempts. Okay. Of course, like it's you're trying to guess. Okay, you're not following the logic. We are not build the logic for low or high. Okay, it's trying to guess, right? Now let's do one thing. No, see when so when the computer said okay value is lower, right? We started thinking of a lower value. So let's do something similar here. Okay, instead of okay, so what I'll do is I'll create two variable low comma high equal to 1 comma 100, right? Low is okay to begin with, you have to guess between 1 and 100 only, right? Begin with. But every time, okay, after guess, I need to change the low and high. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay, so you're guessing guess number. Now, if your guess number, okay, instead of that, hide it. Now, if your guess number is, okay, we have guessed a higher number. What does that mean? What we have guessed is higher than actual value. Now the
Yes.
high value is no longer 100. See, when you guess 29 and it says that you have guessed a higher value, mentally we have set it to 29, correct? We are not going to predict 30, 35, 40, 100 again. So our high value, okay, became our guess number, or sorry, guess number became high value.
Mm.
Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Because mentally, we will not go beyond 29. Okay, so we are changing the guess. Ah, no, it was right. High should be guess number. Guess number we don't know, right? But high will be guess number. Okay, see, you have guessed 29, and 29 is higher than the number. So your high will not be 29 only. You will not guess more than 29. So high becomes, so next attempt, you will say 1 comma 29. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay. Similarly, when you guess a lower number, right? That means let's say you said 15 and say 10 and 10 is lower. That means next time you will think of a higher than 10. You will not think 10. So the low will now become your guess number.
Yes, number.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you are guessing a lower number, automatically the low value from 1 it will go to guess. Okay. Now let's run this and see. It definitely should not take 200 attempts now. Okay. It took 5 attempts, just like this. Okay, 11 attempts. You can run it, right? You can run it multiple times. And you can see, okay, 6 attempts, 10 attempts. Definitely not going to take 50, 100 attempts. Okay, so this is one way of doing it.
So
Okay,
can we also know to get what the computer thought the number, sir? Like it is showing in 7 attempt. Which number he has
okay.
thought?
So if you want, you can print it here itself. You have guessed the number correctly. So here I'm going to put computer number, right?
Computer number.
Okay. If you want to see what numbers this fellow is guessing, so we can put here. Okay. You have not, okay, is not the correct number. Okay, so I'm going to say here, okay, you have guess number, right? Okay, is not correct. So now you know what number they have guessed, what number the program has guessed. So this fellow is getting thinking 37, then 9. 37 is higher, okay? So that's why it's thinking a lower 9. 9 is lower probably. So it's thinking 14, 29, 35, 35. Okay. Now you see this one more thing. Okay. Uh, so see here, 35 is repeating twice. Why it is repeating twice? Because if one is, let's say you have guessed 29 and it says 29 is a higher value, 29 is a higher value, now you will be thinking less than 29, not 29. So what we should do is we should say low plus 1 and high minus 1. See,
minus.
because when it says 29, from next time you will not think of 29 again. You will say less than 29. 28 you will think. Correct?
Yes.
So this is how it should be, right? You're thinking one less than the actual number that you have thought. You see, 44, 40, 41 is not correct. 42 is, so 42 is the value. So now it is taking much less attempts. Okay, 4 attempts, 7 attempts, 9. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's do one more change to it. Okay, instead of doing random, okay, let the computer decide number randomly. Okay, because that's the only way we can have them without our knowledge, right? But when we think, okay, let's think it logically. So what logically? So now when I'm guessing the number, okay, instead of guessing random number, I'm going to guess number average of. Okay, so low and high, correct? So I'll divide low and high by 2 and that's the number I want to guess. So first you start with 50. Okay, then you start, okay, something between low and high, right? So I'm going to say low plus high, okay, divided by 2. So 1 plus 100. So 1 plus 100 is
Not one.
101. 101 divided by 2 is double division, integer division. 101 by 2 is, see,
5.5.
50.5, but then 0.5 will not be taken. It's the integer division, only 50 will be taken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's run this and see. Okay, there's error. What's that error? What is the error? Ah. Okay. So 6 attempts. So first is 50, then 25, then 12, 18, 15. Okay, 30. Correctly guess it 6 attempts. Okay, 7 attempts. Right? So I'm doing average. I'm not taking randomly between two numbers. Okay, I'm taking mid value of two numbers. Right? So you can use whatever logic you want. Now, which one is best? Right? You have to run 50 times, 100 times, and see on average how much value is taking. So when we do list, we'll come back again and we'll work on this problem. This is one time. When you run one time, right? When you run 100 times, somebody has to save that 7, whatever the output, right? So we will use a list to save these values, and then we will see on average how much time each of these 3 methods are taking. Okay, random method, random between two values, and mid-value values. Okay, so yes, we'll stop here for today. Okay, tomorrow when we meet, we'll start with our new topic, which is list. Any questions before we end?